In this training, we're going to discuss the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA. This important privacy law was enacted to give residents of California greater control over their personal information and to set clear responsibilities for businesses handling that data. So, how does it work? It empowers consumers by granting them specific rights regarding their personal information. It also requires businesses to respect these rights and to implement measures to comply with the law. Let's go over the key rights granted to consumers under the CCPA. Right to know. Consumers have the right to request information about what personal data is being collected, reasons why it's being collected, and who it's being shared with. Right to delete. Consumers can request that businesses delete their personal information, but there are some exceptions, such as when the data is required to complete a transaction or comply with a legal obligation. Right to opt out. Consumers can opt out of having their personal data sold to third parties. Right to correct. You may ask businesses to correct inaccurate information that they have about you. Right to limit. You can direct businesses to only use your information for limited purposes, such as providing you with the services you requested. Right to non-discrimination. Businesses cannot penalize or discriminate against consumers for exercising their rights under the CCPA, such as charging higher prices or offering lower levels of service. The CCPA applies to businesses that meet at least one of the following criteria: having an annual gross revenue of $25 million or more, buys, sells, or shares personal information of 100,000 or more residents, households, or devices annually, or the business earns 50% or more of its annual revenue from selling, sharing, or processing consumers' personal information. Now, let's talk about the responsibilities businesses have. Transparency. Businesses must provide clear and accessible information about their data collection practices in their privacy policies. Consumer requests. They need to establish ways for consumers to submit requests regarding their personal information, like a toll-free number or a web form. Data security. Implement reasonable security measures to protect personal information from unauthorized access or exposure. Failing to adhere to the CCPA can lead to significant financial penalties and legal complications. Beyond that, it can cause reputational harm, including loss of customer trust, negative publicity, and long-term damage to a company's brand and customer relationships. In summary, the California Consumer Privacy Act represents a significant step forward in protecting consumer privacy. It's essential for businesses to understand their obligations under the law and for consumers to be aware of their rights. Thank you for watching.